Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are once again live down here in the Bear Cave Studios for another episode of OTBS on that Bill shit. With me, your host, Freddie Loso, with my co-host, Big E. What's going on, bro?
My brother. Yo, we told y'all we're gonna keep this guest trend going. Got a phenomenal brother that I got a chance to meet a good part of last year, a little the year before, but I really got to know him even more last year. We were able to take our kids to a nice football camp out in Jersey. Want to introduce y'all to my brother, Fan. Yo, Fan, introduce yourself to the people, brother.
What's up? I'm just Fan, only Fan. You know what I mean? Like,
whoa, you got an OnlyFans?
No. I'm the one and only Fan.
I was about to say, yo, bro, this ain't that kind of show. But if you're trying to advertise,
you trying to promote, that's cool. Whatever, we got you.
Yo,
bro.
We ain't been on the show for 2 minutes. You already on here selling ass, bro.
Yeah, I told Fred all week, man, I'm here to talk shit and get shit canceled. OTBS is done for now. I'm joking.
Yo, that's what's up, man. Yo, that's what's up, brother. Yo, listen, you are another one of the good coaching brothers that I got a chance to meet this year. So far, you've taken on a new role. You are the head coach for the D1 Spring Tackle Football League. Just want to get it started with that, man. Let me ask you right off the bat. I know you've had some previous, somewhat coaching experience earlier on in your life, but how do you feel now as a 35-year-old man being a head coach of a group of young men that's looking at you as the leader, man? How does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, first off, I love coaching. I got a passion for the game. I think anybody that's coaching pretty much got it. I mean, if you're coaching football, you got a passion for football. I don't know, man. Coaching for me, it's great. Head coaching,
it's a different beast.
It's a lot more. What I've come to realize about the head coaching, because I also did, I had coached the Mighty Mike team back in the fall season. What I'm learning is that it's a lot more than just coaching. I mean, obviously, but a lot more managing, a lot more, scheduling and trying to like plot out, different things. Like for me, what it's always been about and how I got into it is like the pure passion of it. That's what I care about. You know what I mean? Is I don't know what the progression of the young men. Like I've been doing this, especially now for Washingtonville for almost 3 years now. This is my third or fourth season coaching for the Wizards. I've coached for another town prior, and essentially how I got into coaching in the first place was just being on the sideline. Like my daughter was in cheer, and I kept, I had a couple boys that had some sons, on the football team, and I kept gravitating. I always end up by the fence. You know what I mean? I'm hanging over. They had a little water break, so I'm like, call my boy over, like, tell this, he's the one. Like, watch him. You know what I mean? Like, eventually, my boys was like, why don't you just sign on? I mean, we could use some more coaches, especially it was still a Mighty Mike level at the time. He's like, we could use some coaches, and I kind of just fell into it that way. And again, just progressively, I'm learning myself, so I'm doing the clinics, the coaches clinics, all the different types of things. But for me, it's about the progression of the boys, trying to teach young men how to be better men. That's all.
That's what's up. So you just said, you had some prior experiences in another town. Where you hail from, bro?
So I grew up in Rockland County up until about my freshman, sophomore year. And then my parents split.
What's your alma mater down in Rockland County?
I was a Griffin, Rampo Griffin. Yeah.
Okay. I was a Mount.
Okay. Okay,
And
yeah.
wifey was a Raider, so
Okay, cool.
it goes
Yeah.
deep.
Cool. We Rampo and Raiders, they got some
They got some
beef
beef
there.
there.
Are y'all listen, y'all gonna have to school me and some of the other. Are y'all talking about gangs? Were y'all gang? Are these gang affiliates?
That's a high school.
High school.
Oh,
High
I
schools.
was getting ready to say, yo, y'all
High
about to get
schools.
us put on the NYPD blacklist.
So for me, I grew up in a weird. So I'm not from any type of rural area, city area, or anything else like that. I grew up in the suburbs for the most part all my life. Rockland County, just a county over. It's not too far from here, but the town I grew up in, or at least the neighborhood I grew up in, was its own little hood of its own. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to call, that area my the town I grew up in is Spring Valley. It was called Spring Valley. You know what I mean? So it's not. You know what I mean? So but if you're from out there, or if you're familiar with the area, if you know, it's that type of situation. But I end up moving out here. My father, my sophomore year. I end up just being a summer thing, and then my parents are split, so I end up moving with my father, his wife, my brothers and everything else like that. And I loved it. It kind of introduced me to something else, because I went from doing all this other stuff, which got me moved out here to these parts. I got out here, and then, went from like chilling on a stoop and, doing some things that 13, 14-year-old kids probably shouldn't be doing, to like, yo, let's go bike riding and mountain climbing and paintballing and like all these other things that I was never privy to. And that was my summer. But then I got into the high school. And when I got into the high school, what I come to realize is that it was a whole bunch of other kids whose parents just moved out here from those same neighborhoods that we were trying to get away from back then. So my friends that I grew up with in high school, from the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Harlem, you know what I mean? Connecticut, like, all over the place. So I kind of.
It was a melting pot.
Of course. So what ended up happening, you have that group of friends, and then when you end up going back to their neighborhoods or whatever the case may be, because that's what we do on the weekends. We're not staying up here. We just fly back to wherever somebody's from. So I'm in all different types of places and situations I probably shouldn't have been in. Still, even still at a 10th grade or sophomore in high school. So it just kind of trickled from there, man. I kind of been out here ever since. I went to Monroe, graduated in Monroe, and kind of just been floating around the area. I lived in Middletown for a little bit. I moved back to Monroe for a little bit, and then eventually I ended up settling down in Washingtonville once I started having kids, and they started getting older, and then they started having their own circles of friends and things like that. So that's kind of where we've been at since.
And that's how we met. Like we were neighbors before we even knew each other from coaching.
It's crazy, yo. Fred used to tell me that, before that, y'all knew y'all were neighbors, and you said that I think, Fan, you lived on the floor above, correct?
Yeah,
man. He said Fred used to say he used to hear all kind of noises and smell all kind of drugs and stuff coming from. What was going on? He said, yo, I thought he had a trap house going on up there. I was like, until I met him, I was like, oh no, this is a good brother here. So
Fred was lying. Fred didn't know.
Hey man, nah, I don't know. I can't confirm nor deny any of those allegations.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, Fan must have been throwing some kind of I don't know, some kind of house parties, or I don't know. Maybe he just had some illegalities going on upstairs that he didn't.
No.
Well, Fred, we're gonna have to talk, bro, because you giving me false information. All right, so
you have truth there.
That's all good. It's all good. All right, man. So we got a little bit of your history. Typically, in the beginning parts of our show, we tackle the sports issues. So you from the New York area. Give us a quick rundown, brother. who's your football team? Who's the baseball team you rocking with? And who's your basketball team if you follow in basketball, the three major sports? Who you rocking with in all of those joints?
Pretty easy for me. Giants fan. Since I'm young, grew up a Giants fan. Probably will always be a Giants fan. I'm real casual with the baseball, so I'm a rock with the Yankees.
I like
kind of always been a Yankees guy. Basketball's LeBron James.
So anywhere he's played, you've been a fan.
Yeah.
No team, just LeBron.
Yeah. Wherever he's at, we over there.
I respect that because that's how I was with Shaq. Pretty much every team that he was on, that was the team I was following at the time. So
right.
I could respect that, man. How you feel about the non-moves that it look like the Giants have made so far? Because y'all pretty much been quiet.
Real quiet.
Enough said. Enough said.
there's no. Yeah. See, but a true fan of a team that's been in that position gets that sentiment. 100%. It's just like you got nothing.
Dude, even in our Super Bowl years, we were. You know what I mean? Like we've never been. I mean, in my experience. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for the championships that we do have, but at the end of the day, like we've never been that team. Our defense maybe one part of it, you know what I mean? But it's never been, Super Bowl years. I think we're like 9-7, 9-7, and 10-6. I think something like that.
Yeah, y'all did kind of fall ass backwards into that first championship, man. I know I'm kind of hating, but I don't give a goddamn. We ain't got no championships for the Bills, so I can hate.
You talking about the first one against the Pats, or the first?
No, the first one against the Pats that year. If I'm not mistaken, y'all was 8-8 at one point, and just kind of
and kept the road. That's what I mean. Caught lightning at the right time.
Yeah, man, that's that bullshit. We can't get no such luck.
That's not bullshit. That's football, baby.
I'm hoping,
any given Sunday,
with the news of OJ passing this week, maybe the curse was lifted from Buffalo. Maybe OJ was the curse of the Bills. We'll see.
Listen, I know you said that earlier, and we were talking a little bit about OJ. I'm gonna say this, man, and they ain't got nothing to do with the color of his skin. That brother was innocent. I don't give a goddamn what nobody said.
He was.
Say it again, bro.
I'm just saying that's a fact.
The brother was innocent. I don't know whether the world noticed, but he was found not guilty.
Right.
And correct me if I'm wrong, isn't the saying innocent until proven guilty?
Which he never was.
So there's two. He was found guilty civilly in the civil trial, but in the main trial after that, before that, he was. If the gloves don't fit, you must acquit.
What's that other saying? If a tree fell in the forest, did it make a noise or something like that?
That's true.
He ain't go to jail.
not for that, at least.
Listen, man.
Right.
Listen. You leave it up to the media if you want to. They, if they could, they'd have OJ. They'd have had him hanging from a tree long time ago. But listen, bro. What you want me to tell you, man? The brother, he had a good alibi. He was off. At a restaurant that time, that lady, unfortunately, and her man was.
So we also got UFC 300 going on right now, and Max Holloway just knocked out Justin Gaethje in round 5 at 4:59 of the round.
Get the fuck out of here!
Right before the end, I'm reading the last thing here with 14 seconds left. They went toe to toe in the middle of the ring, and that's where he knocked him out to be the new BMF champion.
I'm liking the sound of that. And unfortunately, you know, I didn't get to watch any of this pay-per-view. I was out with family celebrating one of my cousin's birthdays. Seeing as how, you know, I just walked in the door. This is why I'm sitting here dressed like a goddamn Mississippi pimp. You know what I'm saying? You know, I had these brothers on the line, and again, I appreciate y'all brothers and y'all patience. You know how family. Yo, let me tell you something, man. Don't nobody do you like family. You tell family you got something to do, they don't care.
Nah.
They don't care, especially your woman, man. Your woman be like, so?
Well, that's how it was. We were hanging out earlier, and y'all were like, you know, we could hang out for another 20 minutes.
I was just about to say some of that be us though. Some of that is definitely our fault. Like, all right, yo, I'm headed out. All right, yo, then you just get another conversation right before you hit the door. You're there for another 20, 30 minutes.
Somebody hands you a beer. All right.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Fine.
But you know,
you can't leave without taking a shot.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's only a minority thing, man, because I notice like when and this is the way I commend white people, man, because when they say they gotta be somewhere at a certain time, they be there, man. Like you see fan laughing because he know I'm telling the truth. Like they say they gotta be there at 10 o'clock. At 9:45, they're already there.
OD.
You know what I'm saying? Like even tonight for our cousin's birthday, the plan was 7:30. We're going to meet at Casamia, the restaurant. 7:30. You know what time we got there? Got there at 8:30. We got there at 8:10. You know what time the rest of the family showed up? 9 o'clock.
God damn. Oh, is that a pet peeve for you guys? Like, if you say you're gonna be there at a certain time, you get there, and everybody else is late, does that piss you guys off? Like,
nah, I'm usually the late one, so.
Yo,
I feel like
Fred.
I'm on my own on this one.
Yo, I catch myself in conflict all the time because around our area, it's it's some of everything, right? So I'll throw an extra 30 minutes for that CPT, and then everybody else.
Hey, you want to know?
They be there before me, and I'm like, damn, I threw that 30 minutes for the buffer. You know what I mean? Like,
and you want to know
already?
You know what's so funny? And I'm glad you brought up CPT. That color people time is a real thing. And here's the funny thing: we don't do it on purpose.
Nah,
like it's not like, I'm going to give you another example. I have a physical therapy spot that's 10 minutes from the house. If I have an appointment at 9 a.m., I'm probably leaving my door at 8:58. And I'm not, and it's like, why not just set your alarm clock earlier? I do. I don't know what happens in between the time that my alarm clock goes off. I get up, I wash up, and before I know it, it's like, God damn, I only got 5 minutes to get there.
Right.
Yo, Fred, what about you, man? How do you feel about that, bro?
See, I'm the punctual guy. Like that's like if I tell you I'm gonna be there at 8, I'm gonna be there at 8 or like 7:55. But that was the way I grew up, and so wifey's not that same way. Like I'm like, yo, let's.
Yeah, I'm good for 5. I'm good for 5, 10, 15 minutes late no matter what it is. I don't care. You give me a week's notice, bro. I would prepare. I would have my clothes laid out on the bed for a fucking week.
And you're still gonna be late.
I don't know why. Like it's just like, I'm like, God dang. I know part of the reason why, but conversation for another.
And I know
neither here nor there.
It's gonna sound contradictory because I know I've said it on previous episodes that I'm really big on people respecting my time, and I don't want to. And this I'm gonna sound like a fucking hypocrite. I'm big on people respecting my time, and I don't try to. God knows I try to be late, but you know what kind of caused this? I'm just gonna use myself as an example. I can't speak for everybody else. See, I grew up in a city where for the majority of my life growing up, I had to rely on public transportation.
Right.
And if you're in the city and you have to rely on a New York City bus or train to get somewhere on time,
You asked out. Yeah.
you asked out.
Yeah.
Even if you're driving in the city and you have to be somewhere at a certain time, you know how long it takes for you to get 10 city blocks in Manhattan? It's gonna take you at least 45 minutes to 50 minutes.
But it could be you could get 2 minutes or 3 hours. Like that's the wild. I remember driving around the city all the time, and it's just like I hate my life.
I
Listen,
do everything I can to try to avoid the city.
listen. Unfortunately, and you're a fan. You can tell me if I'm wrong. If you feel like, nah, bro, I think you might be off on this one. The only time you're gonna get black people to be on time for real for something is if they're getting paid, they got to go to court, or they got to catch a plane. Those three things. Yo, listen. Our flight is at 10 a.m. Yo, black people, we gonna be there at 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m.
If not earlier, let my
earlier.
let my dad need to go to the airport, bro. We there 12 hours before for no reason. Like, what the fuck is you doing?
Yo, I don't know.
You through the security check. You're like,
I don't know.
Got
if
7 hours
anything,
left. Like,
I don't know if anything.
We got clear now, like
for real, bro. Even with the clear.
Yeah.
TSA pre-check. I don't know if anything scares a black person more than missing a goddamn plane. And just just the fear of a plane taking off and you're supposed to be on it and it's not there. Like I'm getting anxiety just talking about this.
Yeah, right.
And I don't even got nowhere to go. But
so, the main thing is dads, when they go through the airport, they're like hella focused, like locked in.
Right.
We got to get point A, B, C. How are you guys in the airport? You guys that same way, or
very much so, very much so. Usually, I mean, most situations, I'm moving out the family. I'm usually, I'm the door holder. I'm the hold on. Like if I see some weird shit happening, like hold on, let them pass through, like a security guard, like you know what I mean? Very much so. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I will say, like when I'm traveling, when it's all of us with the kids, we're traveling, I'm a little more on it because, you're in the airport with your kids. You want to be, listen, everything is compartmentalized. You want, all right, you have your ID, your ticket, everything. I just want to get through the gates and I want to know where our gate is and where we're going to sit and everything. When it's just me and the wife, I mean, I feel like we've traveled so much together now, like we're kind of in sync. Like having TSA pre-check, if you don't have it or clear or global entry or something like that, at this point, you kind of playing yourself, man, because that shit works wonders.
Right.
Especially if you're leaving out of a busy airport like JFK, or if you're flying out of somewhere like retarded, like on a Friday. You go ahead and show up an hour or two before your plane and try to get in that check-in line. That shit is like a mile long. That TSA
that happened to us in Puerto Rico. We got stuck on that line.
Dog, come on. And then you got to fly out of JFK with all of those angry ass West Indian TSA agents. Yo, bro, they so rude. They so fucking rude. Sir, please move your bag. Sir.
Yo.
Oh, bro, come like it's just like, and you know what makes it worse? When you come from a place that's so friendly.
Yes.
Like that's like you land like you just came from like fucking like we came back from Puerto Rico, or like when we came back from Mexico. Shit, like even we came back from Vegas. As soon as you land in JFK, it's like, here we go with the bullshit. Sir, you have to move your bag. You got to move your bag, sir. And it's like, God damn, like I just got off the goddamn plane.
Yo.
Yeah, this is the worst, bro. You get the stereotypical TSA agent that got the 6-inch nails, and there's always some black chick with a blonde wig, a pound of foundation makeup on, and it's just like,
all braided up, the long.
Yo, look at Fan holding his face because he know what I'm talking about.
Yo, what?
Yo, bro, it's just like, yo, come on, man. Fucking attitude, bro. I don't know, man. Am I bugging? Is it just me? It can't just be me.
Yeah.
It can't just be me.
Let my black queens be great, man.
Got you. I got you. They could be great minus the attitude. Just like, just the stink faces and.
Sir, you have to move your bag. Bitch, I'm grabbing my shit.
Oh my gosh! And don't let it be.
It's like, don't you see me trying to get all these bags off the?
Yeah, like what do you think I'm trying to do? Like, what's going on?
You must remove all metal from your pocket. No, sir. You have a quarter? You got to take the quarter out your pocket and put it in the bucket. And it's like, all right, God damn it, like, relax. I was like, oh my God, man. But if you don't want to deal with that shit, get the TSA pre-check because you ain't gotta deal with none of that, man. But I don't know. Man, fans said let my black queens be great. I got you, bro. I'm with it. I'm with it, man. My mother's black. My auntie is black. We got black kids. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem.
We got black kids.
You know
I would hope so.
Just saying. That last one came out looking like the milkman, so I'm still on the fence. And when Bree listens, she done heard me say that joke before, so she ain't gonna get mad.
She's gonna get mad. Shut up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. So with that said, man, listen, we all dads, man. We all, we sitting here talking about people not respecting the time, so being on CPT, but it all comes down sometimes just the sacrifices that we need to make as men, man. And I know a lot of the times, especially being the head of the household, being the man, being a father, a lot of times calls for us to make certain sacrifices in our life. Fran, let me ask you, man, I know you've been coaching your son for quite a while.
Yeah.
And he's been watching you and watching you do big things. And I know you're proud of the things that he's been doing. But if you could give us an example of some kind of some of the sacrifices that you've had to make over the years. And, not only coaching, but just being a dad and trying to be a good example for your children.
Shoot. I mean, on just a lot, actually, just on what I've, being that example and kind of sacrificing the things that are not putting me in a position to succeed. Whether that be friends, hanging out for a while. I mean, when they was younger, I'm hitting the bar every Friday, hanging out, regular, just doing me for the most part. And
regular shit.
At some point, I feel like you kind of have to, even as a man, you're growing. And I have my kids young. I mean, my daughter is turning 13. She'll be 13 in June. So a lot of my life as a father, right, was me still growing as a man. So there's still things now that I'm trying to figure out, you know what I mean? So as far as sacrifices go, that one of the biggest sacrifices is just leaving a lot of my old lifestyle, I'm going to say lifestyle, behind. And that includes an array of things, but that's for the most part. Outside of the typical stuff for men, right? Like working, waking up every morning, having to, tie your boots up and, have them hit the ground and, earn the bacon, breadwinner, all that other stuff. Obviously that's all I feel like, what we should be doing as men, but it would just be, I would say learning how to be a man myself and putting a lot of the old stuff I was into behind. that way I could just lead by example. He can see better. That's it.
Was there a certain turning point for you when that happened, or just kind of life?
I'm gonna say yeah. I got a lot of friends, or had a lot of friends, however you want to consider it, that wasn't always into the best type of things, you know what I mean, career wise, and doing what they thought they had to be, doing to do for themselves, you know what I mean? So no, teach their own and everything else like that. But I would say honestly, it's probably when I seen one of my boys go away. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, he go away, he got his son behind. You know what I mean? No real, or at least don't have his father there in his life, every day and shit like that. So things like that, you know what I mean? You see things like that and it's like, man, I don't want that for me. More importantly, I don't want that for him. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's a key part of life and understanding, and a lot of times that we're not taught when to make that change or make that pivot when it comes to the friends that you have in your life. And I've said it countless times. The wrong friends will destroy you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, man, we even as adults, you start to realize, yo, listen, man, I gotta stop fucking with this guy. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, even if you a chick, man, or if you a dude and you still out trying to go clubbing and stuff like that in your 40s and all of this other stuff, if it's working out for you, cool. But more often times than not, it's probably not. And if you still a woman and you in your mid 30s and 40s and you talking about having a hot girl summer, then I don't know. I don't know how that's working out for you. You know what I'm saying? But at some point you gotta realize, like, God damn, like, ain't nobody around me doing good or in a better position and striving like to where I'm trying to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look around you and all your dudes is into the same shit.
Right.
It's just not a good look, man.
I'm a firm believer in balance, man. And to piggyback off your point, not to say that you can't, like, if your wife want to go out and have a hot girl summer, it's honestly, as a man, it's up to you to kind of provide that for her, provide that lane for her, whatever that image is, and it don't necessarily got to be what they portraying out there, but like they got it's just balance, man. And it's about balance.
I need to know something. I need to know something, because you just said something, and I gotta touch it. When you say like your wife going out there having a hot girl summer, what do you explain? What you mean by that? Because
like, if she want to go out have fun, like, and again, it don't necessarily mean like, hey, go out there and go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but if it means for her to, like, get dressed up, get dolled up, and we want to go, twerk to some sexy red, like, go ahead. Like,
wait, with you or without you?
Either way, you know what I mean? If she has of course. If she has a group of friends that are trustworthy, that I know that she can go out with and do that type of thing, why not?
Okay, so I need to know. If your wife got a group of single homegirls that she's trying to go out clubbing with, you cool with it?
First of all, why does she have a group of single homegirls and she's the only married one? I said the right group of friends. I said the right group of friends. That there's this, I'm saying, balance. There's no balance there. There's no balance there, coach. Ain't no balance there, coach. Yeah, it's like, okay, one married woman and 5 single friends. Like, no, there's something's wrong there. You know what I mean? But it had it been like, my wife going out with your wife, going out with Fred's wife, and they all they want to go, do their thing, get all a little extra sexy and shit, like, go ahead, like, have fun with it, man. We gotta have that type of thing, same way if we want to go out as boys and tear the town up, paint the town red for a night. Why not? We should be allowed to, be able to do that. That shouldn't be an issue.
Nah, I respect it. I respect it. So where we at with like, Fred, I want your point on this. I want your input on this too. Wifey come say, listen, me, Sharon, Melissa, Taniqua, or whoever, or they all just got out of some bad relationships. They want to fly down to Miami. I want to go with them. What we doing? Fred, you answer first.
Wifey, I know she ain't doing nothing. Like she'll go, she'll have a good time, but there's no ever need to worry. Like she's good. She's gonna be like, yo, it's 9:30. I'm tired. I'm gonna head to, but nah, I would trust her wholeheartedly. Like that's never a doubt in my mind.
Yo, fan, you
I've
got
been
that
in
look on your
relationships
face.
though before
because
like, nah.
That shit is loaded. Like you just said, a bunch of homegirls that got out of bad relationships. Like, what are you going down there to do? Support? Because obviously, I would assume they on bad timing. They got out of bad relationship. They flying down to Miami for a good time. And you there to what to do? To do what?
Yo, these scenarios be getting people. He trying to get people canceled.
Like I said, it gotta be the right situation. You know what I mean? Like that's like me telling Shorty, like, oh, yo, he just got out of divorce. He want to fly down to Miami. Like, what are you doing going down? Like, you know what I mean? That shit don't make no sense.
So what you're saying?
I'm saying no.
I got you. I got you 100%. So, but what you're saying is there's a list of things that we got to go through before.
Everything is circumstantial. Right. I live in the gray. I don't live in black and white. Everything is circumstantial because there's always going to be some scenario or some variable that I can guarantee is going to change your mind on whatever it is you have your mind set on. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I live. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So
and what is your opinion, your honest opinion? And your opinion is your opinion. And this is for the both of you. What do you say to like a woman or whoever might be listening, and one woman might be saying, oh, he just sounds insecure. He sounds like he just doesn't trust the love of his woman. Like, what would be your answer to that?
Oh, see, this is the part where y'all gonna get canceled.
Yo, listen, bro. This is the show, bro.
This is what we do.
Yo, listen, the floodgates have been open, bro.
Yeah.
Hold on, time out. Before you answer, what are you drinking? I saw you taking a shot of something earlier, bro. What you drinking on?
On a little.
Was that me or was that everybody?
That was
mine did that. Yeah, it did too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw a little Don
we see that. We see that, Don Hooley. We got you. But go ahead, man. What will be your response to that? Hey yo.
Bro, honestly, bro, I don't have many insecurities, so like I don't know. Like my true response, we shut the fuck up and mind your business. Would be my. This is my crib, my house. Like I don't know, ain't nobody dictating what's going on over here. But I don't know, man. Like I'm a man's man, dude. Like I'm my parents are from they. That's just how we are, bro. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
I respect it, bro. My man, Andrew Tate, fan.
No. Like I said, it's balance.
Wait a second.
There's balance and circumstances to everything. Like, if it makes sense, then we rocking. Like, eat both ways. And I expect to be held to that same, to that same standard. You know what I mean? I expect to be held accountable too. Like I said before, like if I'm saying, yo, I'm going out with the homeboys, she's like, oh, what homeboys you going out with? And I just list off a half a dozen single men that's known for being on crazy timing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like then it's in her right. It's in her every right to question what I'm going to be doing in that circle. Now, if I'm like, yo, I'm going out with the coaches to the bar, we about finna go watch the game, like I'm out and I don't care what you talking about. You know what I mean? Like that's, and I expect it the same way. You know what I mean? It's only going to be questions if it doesn't make sense. Like you going out with a bunch of girls that just got out of a bad relationship, that don't really compute with me. You know what I mean? But you going out with the homegirls you've had for X amount of times, or even a new homegirl you just met and you just trying to get to know her, you guys going out to dinner and doing whatever, catching a drink, come back. Yeah, that's ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
but
like
you
don't
said,
even stress. Like,
you said South Beach on a divorce mission. Like we not doing that. Bro.
Yo, that's a recipe. A recipe for disaster.
Crazy, like
a recipe for disaster.
Go to the winery or something. Like
he said, go to the winery for a tasting.
Yeah, like what are y'all doing?
Grab a slice on your way home. You'll be
go find you a good brother somewhere. Like,
hey, yo, listen, man, you've heard it here first. If you're a married woman, stick to your married friends. Don't be going out trying to have no hot girl summers in Miami or
friends.
With your single friends or Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it to yourself.
Have you seen any of those posts? Those posts of the girls on the Jamaica trips, Jamaica trips. Yo, all right, go ahead. Let her go if you want. Hey, all my fellas out there, let her go if you want.
Are you saying let her go out there and meet who Eddie Murphy said the homeboy name is Dexter St. Jock?
Little raft boats with with massage dudes, like, all right, man, go ahead.
Are you saying go ahead and have her FaceTime you and right before the phone call and you just see this come across the stream? What is that? Oh, nothing. I gotta go.
It's a lighter. I swear.
Yo.
Who you on the phone with, darling? Who was that? Oh, that's just Dexter. Who's Dexter? Oh,
Dexter.
He's the maintenance man. He's here to fix
the pipes.
Here to fix the pipes.
Chill, Dexter. Get up out of here, dog.
Your girl come back with dreadlocks. Like, hey, why you got dreadlocks? You had a short haircut when you left. Listen. Hey, yo, listen, man, and don't be fooled. See, we making a left turn. See, this is what I'm saying. We just be going off the rails. It is what it is. And shout out to the dudes out there who out here, they just living the simp lifestyle.
Hey, shout out to y'all. Nah, shout out to the secure guys. All the super secure men out there, man. Shout out to you, man. I'm trying to get more like y'all, man.
Yo, listen. I don't know. I'm talking about, and they know who they are, the simp brothers that's out there, and just letting people just run amok. Like, yo, Fred, we was talking about it earlier. We mentioned it before on the show, the movie Forrest Gump. And my favorite movie of all time, but Forrest Gump was...
How people still haven't seen that movie?
It don't make no sense. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
We almost unfriended her in real life today.
Yeah, we had a friend who said that she never watched the show. And I'm going to give her... Today is... it's April 14th. I'm not... whatever y'all do, listen to the show. I'm going to give her to the end of the month. And if she hasn't watched that movie...
She's our age?
Yes.
Oh, that's bad. That's
by far classic, bro. It's, to me, everybody got their own opinion. Greatest movie of all time. Greatest movie of all time, Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump
is the my number one favorite movie. I have to watch that movie at least 3 times a year now in my life because it covers everything. It covers everything that you need to see. It got action, adventure, it got a real story, it got drama, it has comedy. Boy, your mama sure does care about your schooling.
Oh man.
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, boy. And that's it. That hit a high note for a lot of people because a lot of y'all, you know, your mothers had to do something strange just for y'all to get to certain places in your life.
Yo,
listen, bro. Are we gonna keep it real or we gonna keep it real?
We always keep it real. You know how we do.
Yo, and I'm not. Yo, bro, this dude's mother had to have sex with the principal just for him to go to school. She should get the Mother of the Year award.
yo,
She got some type of an award.
Dog. Let me tell you something. There's days
That
where we
wasn't
don't.
the first time she did it in the movie. Like she did it with the doctor too.
Whoa! Now you making up facts. She
Bro,
did not.
Go back and look at it. And there's a moment with the doctor. She kind of does the same thing.
I love you, brother. I've watched that movie,
Bro, you don't remember that?
1,500 times.
I don't.
She
With the
never
doctor for his
slept
leg.
with the doctor,
She definitely slept with the doctor.
bro.
100%.
Yo,
You're gonna have to Google this shit right now.
Yo, you were watching Forrest Hump because that definitely wasn't ever in the movie, brother. You're not gonna find that nowhere. Yo, you bugging out, bro. Go ahead. He's not gonna
that shit up right now.
He's not gonna find it, bro. I guarantee you that never happened in the movie. The only person that you ever see Forrest Gump.
I'm after our games tomorrow, I'm gonna come home and fucking watch Forrest Gump. Just for that reason.
Bro, how about this? If you, and this is, everyone could see this now. We in the middle of the show. If you can find that scene or any knowledge of her sleeping with the doctor, because that's what you're saying.
Yes, that they alluded to it that she slept with the doctor.
I will order you a Bills jersey this week. And that's word to everything I love. And this is now it's on tape. I will order you a Bills jersey this week if you show me proof that woman slept with his doctor for him to get leg braces. That's what you say.
Bro, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna send it to you.
Please, because first of all, I know the doctor. I remember his whole scene. I remember his whole line. He was in 2 scenes in the movie. He was in the beginning when he was talking about Forrest, and he was like, his back says crooked as a politician. That's the part that he was in, and then in the movie later when his mother was dying of cancer. Those are the 2 scenes that
bro, I swear they definitely allude to his mom having sex with
Yo, fan, do you remember this?
No.
Yeah, bro.
I don't.
Yo, bro, I'm telling you, this is my favorite.
I'm gonna find it, bro. I'm gonna find it.
There's nothing about that movie that I don't know. And that part right there, I do not know. But back to the fact, this dude's mother had sex with the principal just for him to go to school.
He's the real MVP, like Kevin Durant said.
Come on. And Kevin Durant mother looked like she done But I don't
please slam dunk on Kevin Durant's mom's head right now.
I don't got the money for this basketball camp. Boy, your mama sure does care. Your mama sure does care about your basketballing. I'm just kidding, Kevin Durant. Please don't.
Yo. Yeah, you know that dude's sensitive too.
Oh, he's real sensitive.
And so is his hair. Listen, it is what it is. Come on, this is all fun and games. A lot of y'all mamas was out there whoring around. It is what it is, man. Just let it go. You're talking about the past. Let it go.
Be like Elsa and let it go.
Just let it go. Listen, and again, another thing that we've talked about, a lot of y'all family members was into some wild, crazy stuff, and we're not holding it against you. Don't hold it against yourself either, and don't hold it against them because you just don't know what people have been through. You know, how many of us, I mean, even us sitting here right now, before we met the loves of our lives, you know, we had to go through to get through life. How many dudes out there was that friend, or homegirls is out there was that friend? Take one for the team.
I love how between me and Fan, there was no like nod of acknowledgement. It was just like
now y'all gonna act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. It's all right. I will
elaborate for me. Elaborate for me a little bit.
What you mean elaborate? Now we gonna start with the falsehoods.
Last week's episode, you got caught up in the.
First of all, don't start that again, because Spinner was a liar. Spinner lied relentlessly on the show, and even after we went off air, he was continuing with his goddamn lie. So
he was starting today as once he found out who our guest was, he was like, "Oh, did he beat Eli too? And is that why he became friends with him?"
First of all, pause, because that sounded crazy.
That did sound a little crazy. It was worded different. My fault.
Anyway, listen, man, we sitting here, we talking about these crazy experiences and all of this other stuff. Plowing ahead, like I usually say in reference. Shout out to my man Bill Burr. All right, we got a lot of things happening in the music industry now. I know we don't usually touch on the music industry, but Fan, who'd you grow up listening to?
Hove was my guy growing up. A lot of Hove. My first CD ever bought, it was a bootleg, so ever bought.
That counts. That counts.
Yeah,
that counts.
It was actually DMX.
DMX or Jay-Z? Pick one.
It was if I'm picking one now, it's gonna be Hove.
Sure. Over DMX?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Jay was a huge influence on me when I was younger. So.
How did you feel when Nas dropped that Ether album?
I hated it. I was Nas hater for a long time.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Unobjective. Extremely biased. If I look back at it now, I'm like, oh, you silly. Like, Nas is definitely one of those guys, bro.
Nas is probably the greatest of our era.
Debatable.
You think so?
I mean,
okay. Listen, we all entitled to our opinion.
See, because we did a top 5 list, Fan. And E put, who was it on your list, E?
I could tell you right now who was on my list. I had DMX, Nas, Ice Cube. I always forget the fourth one. But here's where he's going with this. Fred was beefing because I put Drake on my top 5.
Drake's on my top 5 too. Yeah, he's on my top 5 too. Yeah.
Of all time?
Yeah.
Would you like to elaborate as to why?
When I first heard Drake, I think it was like 05, 06.
Keep going.
He'd been almost doing it for 2 decades at the top. Even now, he got the whole hip hop industry. If you into that thing, you following. He got the whole hip hop industry in a frenzy, or at least the news involving him does. You know what I mean? Like everybody talking about 90s bag, and I think he just dropped a diss track today to Kendrick Lamar. It's like a lot going on. And he's been totally relevant for the last 2 decades. Like in every genre, whether it be, I don't know, freaking Afrobeat, dancehall, reggae stuff, or hard bars, or R&B, or he dropped that freaking dance album last year or 2 years ago, which I mean wasn't necessarily my favorite, but a lot of good songs on there. You know, I don't think it's that much of a debate for him, actually.
You know, if I didn't know any better, I would have thought that I wrote the script for what Fan just said. Because I mean, Fred, correct me if I'm wrong. That is exactly what I've been saying for the past month.
Hip hop been around for what they said, 50 years, right? The guy been in there for 20 years, 20 of the 50 years at the top, like at a real dominant space. You know what I mean? Always got a hit record. I mean, think about this. Your kid knows a Drake song.
Yeah.
And depending on how old your parent is, they probably know at least one Drake song.
Right.
Fred, would you care to rebuttal?
I can't. You guys making too many good points, man. And I didn't come here to listen to good points. I came here to listen to bullshit.
I mean, listen, and I can't tell you how many people have how you put Drake on the top 5 of all time? Listen,
when you start breaking it down, I could see the debate. I see it.
I mean, even if you listen to, I have a lot of younger brothers too. Like my youngest brother, I believe is 20 years old, and we hang out. You know what I mean? So like, I'm kind of tapped into that generation and youth. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And even like you listen to a lot of young guys now, like that's all Drake. I mean, some other guys too. Obviously, I'm not giving it all to him, but a lot of the genre and the type of music that's out now kind of falls off that Drake tree.
Stems from it.
Yeah. So now I can kind of recollect, and also going through my history here. I had Ice Cube, Nas, DMX, Drake, and Tupac. That to me is, first of all, and I said this earlier, most of those guys, if not all of them on that list, have the top diss records of all time.
Yeah.
Now the only one who's not on that list I don't even know if he deserves to be. Kendrick dropped that diss record with Metro Boomin and Future.
Yeah.
The song is,
that beat is crazy.
So that beat is fire. Fred, I sent it to you when it first dropped. That shit is fire.
That's actually a hype song for this season. He'd be like,
for the season? Nice.
He'd be like, yo, Dad, put the piano song on. Put the piano song on.
Piano song.
Yeah, that beat, the way it come on, the it, like, yeah, that shit go crazy. It goes crazy.
I think
get some going.
We're gonna have to get that on the show at some point. We'll play it through. We'll throw it up on the social medias for everybody if you haven't heard it yet. So check that out. Look for it.
That song is so fire.
Yeah.
That I listen to that song pretty much every day on my way home from work. Even though, and this is another thing that I'll kind of attest to. A lot of the beats that you hear nowadays, and it almost has gotten to a point of nauseum. I can't remember the last time I heard an original beat that I really thought was like yo, this fucking beat is hot, it's fire.
Yeah.
Even the beat that we're talking about right now, it's not an original beat. Metro Boomin kind of just put his spin on it. Overall, the song itself and the diss itself, where would you rank that diss on all time of rap disses?
Low.
Really?
Low. For Kendrick? The Kendrick diss? Yeah, low.
Yeah. So you don't even think it's top 10?
Fuck no. No.
Ooh.
I mean, I can't name a bunch of diss records off the top, but we coming. I mean, you just said it yourself. The era we coming from, Super Ugly, Ether.
What's your top diss record of all time?
Gotta
Fred,
be
you
Ether.
pick.
It gotta
Really?
be Ether. Yeah, it gotta
Even
be
though
Ether.
you don't like Nas.
Even though I don't, and I'm a Hove guy. The way that record hit, think about it this way: that record dropped, and Hove had to go respond immediately. That's how he felt about it. Right? He had to go drop something immediately. He like, oh no, this is not even sitting in my soul right. That I gotta go respond immediately. You know what I mean? So it might be Ether. There's a bunch of other different ones that we commit. What you mentioned Ice Cube on your top 5. He got that No Vaseline song.
To me, the greatest rap diss of all time. No Vaseline.
Come on, dog. Like, and if you stack all them up with Kendrick, I mean, that was some light, playful shit. You know what I mean? Compared to what these guys is talking about. These guys was talking about each other's wives and baby moms.
Yeah, they were going for the jugular back in the day. There was no.
The motherfucking Tupac opened up the song with "That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker." Like, he just opened it up with that. Like that was
like, where do you go from there?
Yeah, like come on. I had a whole fake Faith Evans look-alike in the video. Like, come on. And this dude respond. He respond with he got a whole "Who Shot You" video song. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, actually, "Who Shot You" came out first.
Oh, it was "Who Shot." Okay.
"Who Shot You" came out first.
Right.
Yeah, "Who Shot You" came out first, and Pac actually thought it was a shot at him when that song came out.
I mean, that's a reasonable thought.
Which is why he retaliated with with "Hit 'Em Up."
Come on, these guys are being playful, man. You got when you talking about that, like at the time, that was this guy's girl, like, you know what I mean? Might have been wife at the time. I'm not 100% sure, but at least they was working towards it. That was seemingly, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and that's how he opened the track before he even dropped a rap bar.
Yo,
who was the LL one? Was it LL and Cannabis when they went back and forth?
Yes. I forget the name of the song, but even that, but LL had a history of a lot of.
Yeah, he had a lot of beefs going.
Yeah.
You know, I remember Nelly and KRS-One was beefing at one point. You know, and
like country grammar Nelly. I don't know.
You never heard about that? Look it up, bro. No. KRS-One and Nelly had a little beef for a short period of time. Do you know the song by Nelly, "I Am Number One"?
Yeah.
Where he goes, "I'm number one, 2 is not a win, and 3 nobody remembers."
Yeah.
That song is directed at KRS-One.
Wow, I did not know that.
That song, "I Am Number One," KRS-One. That song is a diss to KRS-One. So when you get a chance, listen to that song, and everything that he's saying is directed at KRS-One.
I've used that as like a hype song in high school.
Yeah, and Nelly KRS-One beef is crazy.
Yeah, and you know, back in the day, KRS-One was not the dude to mess with, man. Especially when he dropped "The Bridge Is Over" back in the day. I know everybody from Queens hated KRS-One because it was like, you know, first of all, when that fucking beat dropped, when you heard this, and you just knew it was over. Dog. When that shit came on, "The Bridge Is Over," and then, you know, shout out to DJ Red Alert, but man, he was an instigator. All of these radio DJ dudes was an instigator. And speaking of radio dudes, you know, rest in peace to my man, the DJ brother passed away this week. We're not gonna mention none of the issues that he had. We're just gonna give him his flowers. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, because I didn't know where you were going with it.
We're not gonna do it. Rest in power to DJ Mr. C. This dude was a legend in the rap game.
Fan space.
Wait, Mr. C passed?
Yeah.
Bro, you ain't know.
Same day as OJ.
Oh man.
Yeah, man, we lose.
Yo, cut it out.
Yo, man, we losing some legends, man, and a lot of people tying our legends passing away with some nonsense and all kinds of just terrible news. Like everything that you see on OJ that passed away. OJ passed away. He got away with a murder trial in the year. And it's like, damn, why you can't just say that the dude passed away? Oh, DJ Mr. C. I'm not even sure, bro. Oh, you know what? That's a good question. Let's look up Professor Google to see
what was it? How did he pass?
Yeah, but you know, I don't know, man. But it's just we're losing a lot of people in the music industry. And I'll tell you another brother we're about to lose if we're not careful. Diddy.
That's what we're doing. All right.
Bro. Yo, bro. I don't know what's going on with Diddy. I'm not sure where he's at. As far as I know, they haven't seen his brother for about a good 3 weeks.
Yo, you don't think any of that stuff is mad weird? You don't think any of that, like...
What you mean? Speak on it.
Like the whole, like, celebrity, secret society type weird, we doing all this, like... You don't think any of that's, like, weird? That it's always the high society people that get into that type of behavior?
I have a lot to say about it. My only concern is I have two small children that I don't want to disappear in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? But do I think that stuff is strange? I 100% do. Do I think that...
Not even strange. Obviously, we know it's strange. I just mean like strange in coincidence. Like...
What do you mean?
Like... If you think about all the allegations, all the people tied to the allegations, like all these people are in high society or at least tied to someone in high society being Diddy. Like all the little parties and all the little like, you don't think it's like weird that all that stuff is going on and like no one talks about it until they talk about it?
I will say this.
I get where you're coming from. I can understand it.
Because
it comes out once.
Like what don't you think something like that would have come out?
You know, like
yeah. Like nobody like was like, yo, man, Diddy be doing some crazy shit until like Diddy did some crazy shit. Now all these people are like, oh man, Diddy's crazy.
And then
you know what I mean?
Everybody
like,
wants to pile on.
But wait a minute, people have been saying that shit for years. But it's always kind of been like some funny shit, like, oh, stay away from Diddy's house. But they've been saying it for like decades, bro.
I was just watching something on a little clip. It was the dude, I forget the comedian's name. Comedian was on Jay Farrow was on the podcast. He was like, oh, what's the one advice like for the industry? He's like, yo, just stay away from this. Take that. And they kind of just laughed it off. He was like, yo, they laughing because they know what I'm talking about.
And how long ago was that video?
I forget. It was a minute ago, but in hindsight, I mean, at the time, because I remember watching that interview too, and I didn't even think nothing about it. I mean, but watching it in hindsight, I'm like, man, like, that's kind of crazy if that, you know, that type of thing is going on and like no one's just like, you know, that's weird.
Yo, but the memes that came out of this, like I saw one that it was Diddy and Big in the club, and it was like Big wasn't cockeyed, but he just needed to keep an eye on Diddy. Like I was like, and then I saw a clip of back in the day on the Arsenio Hall show where Diddy and Tyson are sitting next to each other on the couch and they're getting interviewed. And Tyson like legit picks up Diddy's hand and like moves it away from him.
Moves it, yeah.
Yeah, because it looked like he was trying to feel him up.
Yeah, even adjust the seat and stuff, yeah.
And that was young Mike too. So I don't know.
I'm gonna say this. And this is where I kind of feel like the media is a little dangerous. And it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about OJ. Once the media has its sights set on you and the internet has its sights set on you, you are guilty until proven. Honestly, you know what? Never mind. Because once they put up that certain light on you, because it's like all of this stuff that they're saying about him, even if there was overwhelming evidence that it wasn't true, there's always going to be that stigma over Diddy now that it's like, you're a freak.
Oh yeah, no, it's over. I mean, the kids took the kids done took his name and turned it into a whole
no
slang
Diddy
terminology now.
Yeah.
No Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
I heard
saying?
that shit. I was rolling when I heard that, man. I'm like, oh man, he's done for it, because they, regardless of what the results of this whole thing is, they not letting that go.
Oh no, it's in the algorithm now. That shit ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
that shit is going to be around for decades.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you kind of, I don't know about y'all, man. I kind of feel bad at some point, man, because it's like, damn, bro, like he got kids, man. You know, he got kids, and if something came out like it was some hardcore evidence that's like,
I was gonna say, if it comes out to be true, you still feeling that same way, or you, if he was clapping Justin Bieber's cheeks?
Oh my gosh, man!
So just that's the narrative out there. They used to have sleepovers and shit.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That's
crazy.
That's wild.
I'm not rocking with none of that weird shit. So if any of that shit is true, I mean, for me personally,
to hell with
put him under. Put him under, bro. Personally,
I'm gonna say this. Don't hurt no women, no kids, no old folks. But if you doing shit that's against people's will, I think you deserve to pay for it.
Of course.
If you 18, 21 and over, and you permitting certain shit, hey, that's on you, cowboy.
Of course.
I know what I got going on in my house, and we are square as a button here. Whatever you got going on in your doors,
keep that shit over there.
Keep that shit over there. I don't want no parts of it. Because, I got my wife, I got my kids, and I tell my kids at least 2 or 3 times every morning, your mama sure does care about your schooling. What does that mean, Dad?
I can see.
Shut up and eat your cereal.
Face right now, watching this episode. The annoyed ass look on her face. That's hilarious.
Listen, man.
Yo.
Hey, listen, man. This year we be married by the grace of God 10 years. And thank you, bro. And another, God willing, 10 years from now, we be celebrating 20th. But you gotta keep it fun to keep these relationships going. Which is why, like, when you see a dude like Diddy, man, this dude has had some pretty interesting relationships, bro. Like, he was with J-Lo. He was with we just found out earlier he had a relationship with Mary J. Had a relationship with the woman who passed away not too long ago. He had that relationship with Cassie, who has since sued him civilly because she said he was doing all kinds of crazy stuff to her. So, bro, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. These people, they get into some crazy stuff, bro.
My thing is that I think that some of it, I think there's where there's smoke, there's fire, right? So I believe there was some weird shit going on there. And if you're a billionaire, you have all the resources in your world to provide whatever fantasy you've conjured in your own brain.
Mm-hmm.
That you're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think in a lot of these cases, a lot of that stuff is conflated with what people wanted to do at the time to kind of put themselves in position to be successful or in position, period, pause. And there's also, and there's also the other stuff that was kind of not right, the wrong things. You know what I mean? I think a lot of that stuff gets conflated. If you take like somebody like, I don't know, Bill Cosby or something like that, for instance. Do I think he was drugging a lot of the women? Maybe. Do I think a lot of them women were taking the drugs? Maybe. Do I think that drugs was just a thing at the time and motherfuckers was just getting ripped and doing all types of wacky shit? Yeah. You know what I mean? So when you look in hindsight and say, hey, man, I went to this party and I didn't, whatever the case, and, things kind of can go all different types of directions. I don't always just fall into
Listen, bottom line, if you out there doing some creep shit or some freak shit, you better knock that shit off, or the truth is gonna come out.
Not to say that it doesn't exist, but I think a lot of that stuff gets conflated a lot of times, especially with the celebrities and things like that. But I always think it's weird when one thing comes out and then all of a sudden it's just like a slew of different allegations and stories that follow.
Oh, you mean like the thing where it's kind of like, oh yeah, he did that to me too, and all of that stuff. That's what you mean.
I mean, yeah, essentially.
Okay, no, I could get behind that. What about this is gonna be some next shit. What about the whole theory, like for example, like with Eddie Murphy back in the day? Let me ask y'all if y'all think this is a real thing. So there was a rumor that, Eddie Murphy had came out and said at one point that he had been with so many women that he got tired of them. So he started dibbling, dabbling in other things. Do y'all think that's a real thing? Like, is that even possible?
For me, it can't be, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me, no, but I guess these dudes at that stature and money resources, like Fan was saying.
That's what I'm saying. I've never been in that position either. You know what I mean? Maybe if you are, sleeping with 10, 20 women a night, 100 women a week, maybe it does get boring and you like, all right, what else
Wait,
me personally,
what?
though, I don't see that for myself. No.
So you saying that you think for a man who's rich, who's had the possibility of being with thousands and thousands and thousands of women, that at some point he might just say to himself, you know what? I'm bored with women. Let me see what a dude might be.
Maybe it's some freak ass shit. I don't know, dog. Like, I can't.
That would never cross my mind. In a million years.
Nah.
So what do you think your limit is? How many women do you think you'd have to go?
I don't think that it's unlimited.
Yeah, I don't. It might be infinite. It might be an infinite amount for me, big dog.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that was a trapdoor question. Because if one of y'all would have been like, I'm gonna say 5,000. I was gonna be like 5,000. So at 5,001, you gonna start.
You start sucking dick for money. That's what you're gonna start doing.
Y'all some wild brothers, man. y'all some wild brothers to even have the audacity.
I'm just gonna try some dick.
What'd you do this weekend? I went out to dinner.
Yeah, what else happened? Fuck is going on, man?
Nah, dog. Nah, I don't see that for me.
I'm again, to each his own. If that's what you're into, that's what you're into. Again, don't hurt no women or no children or no old folks or no pets either. For y'all fucking nasty motherfuckers out here. Don't be hurting none of those things. You know, hey, yo, listen, man. Yo, Fred, what you got for us, brother?
Man, before we go ahead and wrap it up in a bit, fan, we like to ask our coaches that come on the show, what was your favorite part of coaching? It could be, top moment for you, top moment of seeing your little guy play, like whatever your top, it could be 1, 2, 3 moments for you of your coaching.
I'll give you 3. That's cool. I'll give you 3. One for me was this past fall season. It involves my son. We was getting our ass chewed all year. I'm not gonna lie, all season. We was getting fucked up every weekend.
Join the club.
I'm talking about rain. Yeah. I'm talking about rain games. It was just like not miserable. It wasn't miserable. It was an experience. We faced a lot of adversity during the season. Our line wasn't really right, and we couldn't really get the ball off a lot of the times. And my son, because of his skill set, compiled with the personnel we had, and I'm trying to be very PC here, just in case I don't know who's. You know what I
mean? Right. No, we got you.
You know what I mean? So his skill set and the people we had on the team, he was fullback a lot of times because we needed him to get out and block for the guys that can, get out and run and don't necessarily have the skill set to go out and block. So a lot of times, we'd leave games. He like, yo, Dad, like, why you give me the ball? I'm the head coach. It's my son coming to me. Like, we leave the field. It's son and dad now. You know what I mean? And he hit me like, yo, you ain't give me the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
He was and I'm just like, yo, dude, like, trying to explain to him how it kind of works and everything else like that. And I remember we got towards the end of the season. I'm not gonna lie. Bro, we got down to a couple plays, last couple games. I'm like, fuck it, I'm about to feed him. I'm about to just give him the rock. You know what I mean? He been working. You know what I'm saying? And then
you show out. Yeah.
That was a big moment for me. So it was one game I think we were in Minnesink, I believe. Muddy field, rain game. It came down to the last. I believe it was the last play of the season, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm like, Frankie, like we were down at maybe the 40. Shot in the dark. I'm like, yo, X, last one, like, is you. Like, let's go. And he fucking took that thing and fucking got up the field, scored a touchdown. And I'm talking about the amount of emotion that came out this little boy's body. Like, you can see, because I record every snap, pretty much, breakdown film, and the amount of happiness that exuded from this little boy's body from just that one touchdown that he was fiending for all season was awesome. You know what I mean? Another moment. Second one would be.
Can I ask a question right quick before you go on to your next two?
Yeah.
And I'm listening to you tell this story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's what for the life of me, I'm not understanding. And I need you to just bear with me for a second. Last year, we were at the football camp at Drew University.
Yeah.
Right? And they separated all of the kids, into their age brackets and, their levels and stuff like that. And this is me telling this. So this is not even his dad telling the story.
Right.
I sat there in the stands as I watched all of the kids. I saw this man's son skill level be far and above 90%, if not 95 or higher percent of the other kids that were there. And I'm not even bullshitting you because he's sitting there on the show. And correct me if I'm wrong, there were a couple hundred kids there.
Yeah.
Did your son not win an award out of all of those kids?
Yeah, he won rookie camper.
He won rookie camper of the year.
Yeah.
The fact that you held back as one of the head coaches and letting your son stand in the background and let all of the other kids get their shine. And just like our team, like you said, they got one. That to me speaks volumes. For you to hold your emotions enough to say, you know what? I know what my child is capable of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to put my pride aside. I'm going to put my son's emotions aside. And I'm going to let all of these other kids be out here and shine. Even though I know for a fact his skill level is far above all of these other kids.
That is a major, I mean, just again, from my experience as a head coach, that is huge because at the end of the day, and I know we've had some other, again, you know how it goes. At the end of the day, as a coach, it's hard to separate the two a lot of the times because outside, off the field, I know how much work we're putting in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was at that camp, we paying for the camps, put the extra work in. My son works out with like D1 football players, like in the summertime. Like, you know what I mean? I make time for that. You know what I mean? Like, I set that up that way he can, a lot of, I remember I mentioned I got 4 younger brothers. 3 of the 4 are collegiate athletes. One is was a D1 basketball player at one point in his life. Like I'm in that circle. You know what I mean? I know a lot of kids in that circle, kids that have that knowledge. So it comes down to the summertime. I have those type of resources available to me by the grace of God. So when summertime comes, like, we putting in that work, and what a lot of people fail to realize is that when it comes down to those moments, like that last play of the last game in the season, it's like, I don't trust anybody else more than my son. I don't care what anybody says, because I know the work we put in. So it's like, it is a huge conflict within myself when we're at the game, and I'm like, fuck, I got to get this kid a ball. I got to get this kid a ball. Or, and if I'm being real, this kid's faster than my son. You know what I mean? So he's better suited for this type of play or this type of situation. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's hard. It's hard. I'm talking about, we would really have these conversations. We get in the truck, we lead the field. And he's like, yo, Dad, like that play right there at the goal line. Why didn't you give me the ball? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
I know.
I gave you the rock.
You got to
know
go back into coach mode as opposed to dad mode, but you're in dad's spot. That's
right.
It's very tough.
If it's the one saving grace that I could say, and who the hell am I? Y'all been doing this far longer than me, and y'all will be doing it far longer than me. Seeing as how I hung my jersey up. My coaching days is over. You know what I'm saying? my jerseys is out in the clothing line blowing in the wind somewhere. So with that said, you have, whether you know it or not, like, embodied that mindset. And I already see it. You don't need to be out there pushing your son on the field and putting his talent in everyone else's face. Because it seems to me that you have already learned that with or without you at this point, the skill is there. The talent is there. There's no amount of money that you're going to put out. There's no amount of opportunities that you're going to cut somebody else's throat and put your son in another position. There's no amount of moves on a chessboard that you need to put him in a better spot so he could look better than anybody else. You don't need to do all of that stuff. Because whether you're out there coaching or not, he's gonna shine.
Right.
And it's like that saying, the cream always rises to the top. That's exactly what it's gonna be for your son and kids like that. No matter what the situation, when he gets that opportunity, oh God, yo,
See, but that's
Nah.
where the big problem lies sometimes, I would say, with dads who do coach that don't put in the work with their kids.
Yes.
Because they expect them to be here and they push them up ahead of everybody else, but they're not at that level. And it's just because, hey, my dad's the coach. Like that's a real tough
Yeah, looking for it.
I don't know who's watching. That's why. But that shit is like, yo, because like, yo, it's like we set up the drills, and it's like for us, especially at my level, the parents are out there like, y'all motherfuckers don't see what's going on. Like
Bro,
my son,
we talk about it here all the time.
My son just dragged your son for 5 fucking yards.
Mm-hmm.
And you talking about him getting the ball? Or him getting more playing time? He can't stop. My son not even the best, you know what I mean? And that's just me being humble about it. He's not even the best running back out there. He can't stop him. You want me to put him against the... It's like, it's like a lot of the time.
Man over there breaking shit, he's so mad.
Yeah, my fault.
Broke the
my fault. A lot of, because the shit gets, and that's what head coaching has taught me, is the politics behind this shit is fucking crazy, man. It's like people don't even like want to be real with themselves at any point. You know what I mean? It's like, we know, like, it's football, man. This ain't, you know what I mean? Like
patty cake. This ain't
dudes,
soccer,
like we have it. Yeah. So to circle back into the point, because you saw my moments, right? Like I got a kid on my team right now, and played for us in the fall season. Back to my second moment, right? He at the time, I believe, was 5 years old. It's a Mighty Mike team, so we go from, most teams go 6, 7, right? For the Mighty Mike level. And I think because we are who we are, we put a couple 5-year-olds and stuff on there. I got one 5-year-old, bro. I promise you, I kid you not. He built for this. And it ain't got nothing to do with age. It's just like his focus, his energy, his
mannerisms,
his mechanics is just far. It's just like he better than some of my 7-year-olds. You know what I mean? And to my second moment, again, about seeing that progression is like, yo, we was in the Mighty Bowl this past fall season. And I think it came down, I forget what round it was, but towards the end of the Mighty Bowl, when we're scrapping and fighting for position and stuff like that, I had that 5-year-old, I put him in a big position. I like, yo, I know the ball's coming here. And I didn't have enough time to make that change, to put somebody else older or somebody else more skilled out there, but I trusted him, right? I trusted him to make the tackle. And it's like, for me, that says a lot about the player, right? You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, sometimes I wonder, like, do these people not see? It's like, all you gotta do is look at a roster and see who's who. Your 5-year-old ain't stacking up to this 5-year-old. That's why he's getting the playing time and he's not. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times I feel like parents need to kind of buy into the concept of what we're actually doing out there. It's not a lot of other sports, like football in particular, you got
to be built for it.
My gosh, man. It's such a brute sport that it's like,
you can't be halfway in. You can't be halfway in with football. Right. Because you're either going to hurt yourself or get somebody hurt. Right.
So it came down to, I think, like the last play, we were either tied up or whatever the case may be. And I say to the kid, I'm like, hey, they're gonna run the ball this way. It's coming to your side. Make a tackle. You look up at me. Oh, yes, coach. That's my favorite. That look up, like, yes, coach, I got you. Like, no questions asked, nothing. Kid you not. Kid comes around, reverse, comes around the other side, and that shit like lines up perfect for him. And I'm talking about, he takes the perfect angle, and the kid, I'm towering him, takes the perfect angle, just boom, hits him low, drives through the hips like the most uniform tackle. And I kid you not, me and other coach at the time, Coach Frankie, run over this kid. We throw him in the air because it's like, seeing that level of progression is just like, it's just awesome to me. You know what I mean? That's what I'm in it for. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And seeing that kid go from day one to day whatever it is, and seeing that progress he's taking. And if it comes down to the point where he's making a big play, it's that's what it's all about for me. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about for me.
It's a beautiful thing, bro.
Yeah. My third moment, I'm gonna give it as my dad as a dad prior to me coaching was X's first year playing for the Wizards. 5-year-old, like I get back to my point, like some kids are just built for this. You know what I'm saying? They just built for this. And he wasn't getting a lot of playing time that year, reasonably so. You know what I mean? He's a 5-year-old on a 6, 7, 8-year-old team. I get it. But the coach would try to rotate him in whenever they could. And it was the same type of situation where coach at the time, Coach Drew, shout out to him, had subbed him in, and he subbed him in at linebacker. And I watched my son at the age of 5 literally feel the way he feels and scrapes this hole. You know what I mean? He sees the ball, he scrapes it, he tracks it, hits the fucking hole, makes the tackle. And I'm talking about everyone on the team, from the players to the coaches, were just super excited for him. And is watching that from this. I'm talking about same thing. Coach Drew runs up to him, throws him in the air, puts him down. All his teammates are tapping his helmet like, yeah, because he's one of the younger dudes on the team that finally stepped up and did what he was supposed to do and shit like that. So that was as a father, that was an awesome moment and something that would always stick out in my mind.
That's dope.
Yo, it ain't nothing like being a dad, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's awesome.
Ain't nothing like it, bro. Like sometimes, even now, even today, I'm sitting there and I'm watching my son after getting a haircut, and I'm like, yo, man, this is my little boy, man. He's gonna be 10 years old in just a few weeks, man. And even with my daughter, it's the same thing. So for those of y'all out there listening, man, if y'all going through the phase where your kids are just growing up, and you got those moments where you just look at them and you can't believe the time that's flying by, and you just watching them grow up to becoming their own people.
It goes so quick, man. Enjoy it.
Earlier, I heard the boys talking about, the girls that they like. I got a girlfriend. And it's like, what? You 8 years old. You talking about having a girlfriend for? You don't even know how to wash your ass. You don't even brush your teeth before you go to school, and you talking about having a girlfriend.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like we was talking earlier, they come home from school, clothes looking like a disaster. You send them out to school with the freshest clothes possible.
Pristine, looking fresh.
You know what I'm saying? And they come back looking like a ragamuffin.
It's like, where did you lose a shoe? How did you lose a shoe?
Why are your socks dirty? How are your socks got grass stains on them? But it is what it is. We love our kids. We love being dads.
We do.
Fred, go ahead and roll us out, bro.
All right. So with that being said, The Sports Frenzy Pod on Twitter, OTBS on Facebook, The Sports Frenzy Podcast on Facebook, our Facebook and Instagram as well. Tune in. We'll be posting it up, but me and Big E, maybe we might have some people roll through. Draft special live on YouTube, OTBS draft special night 1. Big E, Eloso, and friends will be rolling through. So we'll let you guys know. And again, Fan, our brother, thank you for coming on. We appreciate you.
Anytime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like and subscribe, bitches.
Like and subscribe.
What they be doing? What the kids be doing?
Hit it down below.
All of that.
Hit it down below.
Hey, yo,
we'll catch
what?
you guys next week.
No Diddy, bro.